Okay, my friends, let us begin. Hello, hello. I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. I decided about 3 to 4 weeks back before BFCM that I wanted to host a free live webinar to see how many more people I'm able to help out. Everything inside of this call will be extremely action-packed, so I hope you guys had a meal, whether it be a $30 meal or some cooked cuisine at home. I hope everyone ate something before this call because it will be a good 90 minutes. For anyone who was asking if it's recorded, it will be recorded and only added into the utopia.io. Otherwise, this is going to be the best shot that you have to actually take notes. I will not be holding back any and every piece of knowledge that I have on building and creating a successful agency will be shared inside of this call today. So please, if you have any questions, I will take time at the end of it all to answer your questions, right? This is people pay for consulting packages for myself on an 8-week program for $5,000. And I've had about 30 different clients in the past year, and everyone has had immense success. And I'm giving the information that I shared with them for free to you all today. This webinar does cost me money. It costs me money on Zoom's end, on a few other areas as well too. But I wanted to make, and it's a Saturday, but I wanted to make sure that it was as open for every individual to have access to. So everyone get ready for this. So my agenda for today, my friends, I just want to let you know if you do have questions, we're going to answer it at the end of this call. But my agenda today in our small amount of time together, my friends, is to give you little effort strategies that provide big impact in your business and your life. My aim on this call is to create confidence for you, confidence where there was once uncertainty. And I want to be able to shatter any confusion and replace it with clarity for you all. And I want to give, share, and show exactly which directions to go in to make your first dollar online or start scaling your business. And I'll show you my favorite one. But my friends, before we start, this is very, very important. This is a two-way street, and I'm going to give you my A-level. I've said this during the introduction. I will give you my A-level best for our brief amount of time that we have together today, because I have faith that you guys are actually going to use what I share with you. This is me giving it to you on a golden fucking platter. And excuse my language, I will be very passionate throughout this call. So if it does bother you that I'm swearing, I'm sorry. But nothing pains me more, nothing hurts me deeper, and there's nothing more irritating than someone encountering a life-changing idea and just letting it go to waste. I hate it. I despise it. So I'm going to give you my best today, but in return, I ask for your best as well. And I ask you right now, as we go through this, to see yourself doing what I show you. Because when I was told by Tony Robbins, when I used to work for him, he said, we have to take massive, determined action, and this stuck with me. So I want you to think about what I show you today. And if you do that, you will hold it in your hand and take action with it. And I don't want you just to nod while you guys are listening to this. Don't just nod with your head. Like, this is serious stuff. This is life-changing value I want to provide in here. So prove it with me with the simplest yet most powerful gestures of just saying yes in the chat box right now. And if there's not enough people saying yes, I don't think we're going to move forward. I need to see commitment. I need to see commitment from everyone that you guys are interested in this. Beautiful, beautiful. Good, this is amazing. And remember, my friends, I'm an open book for you all. Any questions that you guys will have for me, I will answer near the end of this call too, okay? So at the beginning of this pandemic, right, things were looking very scary. I was running an office of about 75 employees. I had SaaS products endorsed by Tony Robbins, e-com brands with clients doing 8 figures a year, and many other things. But I realized I wasn't fulfilled, my friends. So in March of 2020, I left the partnership, and it sounded crazy, but I flew to Mexico because I was tired of this. I took 2 to 3 weeks off and meditated on what I had to do next in my life, and I left it, everything that I could have ever wanted in business. And I started blank zero. And no one really knew which direction the world was about to go into because of COVID. And I myself was nervous too for having to start fresh. So I started plotting out directions I can go in to start making money online again. And I knew what worked to an extent already because of what I've done before, but it was completely new because I'm doing things alone this time. So after ripping out my hair for days, I came to a conclusion for 3 routes to go into And I realized two of them are the most powerful that I'm going to be sharing with you on this call today. And in fact, on this webinar, I'll share them with you, and I'll share the best one that's my favorite and give you full action steps, like legit, from everything from your offers to lead generation, examples, scripts on my closing scripts, every detail that you guys can imagine, you will have access to. And I'm really excited to be able to share this with you all. So here's what happened. I taught this method to thousands of people inside of my community of entrepreneurs called the Utopia. We have many Utopians in here. If you're a Utopian, comment long live Utopia inside, LLU. But I've been teaching this to thousands of people. For example, my friend Inder, he knows me inside of in real life, and he was doing 2K a month. And a year later, he's doing $50,000 every single month right now. And he learned this from the methodology that I structured into a systematic order for you all. And same with my other friend right over here. A year ago, he was $1,000 in debt. Now he did 200,000 GBP, which is almost 300K in profit in a year because he chose something of a monetizable skill that is going to help him make money and help other people of his clientele make more money, right? Both of these guys had the same problems. They didn't know which direction to go into. They didn't know how to scale something, and they had bottleneck problems in their business. And I'm going to show you a simplified structure of how we're going to overcome this together. So you guys will be, next time when I have a webinar like this, you guys will be the faces on this actual page right over here. So in the time that we have today, I will show you exactly what it took that I helped them get them from $2,000 a month to 48 to 50K a month. And you'll have the power to start an online business that can protect you against what's actually going around the world today, because it's scary. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I want to make sure that everyone is fine. No one should have their back against the wall being one freaking payment or one injury away from bankruptcy. That's not a fair way to be living. We're conscious beings, and I want to make sure everyone lives a fulfilled life. So a little bit about me. After this, we're going to be jumping into the routes, but really quickly, I started my online journey at 14. By 16, I ran a 1 million+ reach Instagram follower network across hundreds of accounts. And I opened up an Instagram marketing agency with multiple verified clients. Around the same time, I hosted shows along a few others for Tony Robbins. That's where I got to meet him, speak to him, got a few photo ops with him, and where we got him to endorse one of our products. By 17, I dropped out of university, flew to Pakistan to create Shopify apps, SaaS products, e-com stores, and manage multiple clients. One of my SaaS products, like I said, was endorsed by Tony Robbins. By 21, I owned an office and ran this ecosystem of about 75 employees. And I left it all behind in 2020, early 2020. And I created an e-com ecosystem for helping people reach, and as cliche as this sounds, financial freedom, because my end goal is to impact 1 billion lives positively. You guys are going to hear this on any podcast that I've been on, any wording that you see on my Twitter account for the past 2 years, and you will see this down the road, 60 years down the road when I accomplish this. And it's really cool to see you guys on this journey with me very early on. And I want to help people reach this financial goals so they can actually reach fulfillment in life afterwards, as the money is a tool. And now at 22, I run a marketing ecosystem that includes a community, agencies, AI-based SaaS products, and a few other things as well. So there's a few routes that I want to talk about here, right? I want to talk about the 2 routes, and I want you to understand a few things, and I got to manage your expectations. I'll show you my favorite one soon with exact steps to follow, but I want you to understand that the biggest struggle isn't choosing a direction. The biggest struggle is what to do when you have a direction to go inside of, right? And what are you supposed to do next? So the problem is that we all have to understand here of why it is very difficult to make money online is because you need something called a monetizable skill, right? Many of us over here are replaceable right now at our jobs. Something happened, God forbid, in a snap of a finger, they will have a new hire next week. And that's because business owners are scouting at constant times because they have taken a risk for their businesses to prosper. But some rules are very redundant, and it's not fair, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of that, of how businesses and just people in general are doing redundant tasks when you're a conscious being. You should be working on something that fulfills you or makes you cash to work on something that will fulfill you later on. So I'm going to show you guys how to master a skill that is monetizable. And this is not going to happen overnight. Please understand this. The routes that will teach you today will have their own ups and downs. And what matters is you must commit to whatever route that you choose. And when you commit, I've seen all the people saying that they're going to commit in the chat. Say it again if you're really committed to mastering the skill, but it's not freaking easy, guys, right? There is going to be failures and irritation points, but we got to accept this because it's a cycle of life. Life is cyclical. How come we're not seeing the patterns? We go through failures, we go to euphoria states. Imagine if we took a step back and saw these failures and euphoria states and say, okay, I'm just cruising my way along through. We just got to stay as solution focused as possible and define our North Star. Our North Star is what? Define that yourself, but is to master a monetizable skill to work and create something that brings me fulfillment in life. And that's what I want to help out with today. So let's dive right into it, right? There's a few routes that we're going to go into here. Route number one is e-com brand. E-com brand is broken off into a few subsections. The first subsection is drop shipping, which a lot of people have heard about. I filled 12 stores before I had my first profitable one, which means, and I'm whiz of e-com, I should be advocating it. But the truth is, this is probably the most difficult route to go in, because to go into the drop shipping side, you have a few advantages. Yeah, low overhead cost, which is basically, if you don't know drop shipping, I would recommend that you watch a YouTube video after this, but like enough people know what it is about as of right now. But it's a very low overhead cost. You can kill a product quickly and test new ones fast, and it's a fast way to master e-com. But the disadvantages are the main problem here, right? The shipping times are absolutely terrible, and we're in a world right now where Amazon has freaking same-day shipping. There's no way to compete with 30-day shipping times. Product quality usually sucks on drop shipping, and finding a winning product is time-consuming and expensive. Top drop shippers in the world, have a 60% win rate, which means they test 10 products. They're probably putting $1,000 in for each product plus some time, like intense amounts of time. And they're only going to get six of them that are winning. And none of us over here, if you're in this call, and the truth is, I'm gonna be blunt, many of us in this call are going to be experts in drop shipping, which means we're going to see one winner maybe every 10 or 15 products. So you're testing, you're trying, you're failing, and you're going to have to manage multiple hats at once, meaning you're going to be the marketer running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, maybe learning social media management, working on the fulfillment. All of these are areas of mastery. You pick a field, and as Bruce Lee says, I'm not afraid of the one who knows 10,000 kicks. I'm afraid of the one who practices one kick 10,000 times, because that's what mastery is all about. We want to be able to, just like you're driving with unconscious competence, pure autopilot, be able to bring results to whatever we're trying to do. But we have to pick one route, and e-commerce is very difficult to do that because you're managing multiple hats at once and you're spread too thin. So if you go this route, you're going to have to choose a product that is either a painkiller, which solves a problem, or a vitamin that enhances someone's life. And the best way to figure this out is by studying other e-com brands and deconstructing what they're doing. But I can go more in depth with this, but I don't want to, because there's a lot of value on this on YouTube, and I don't want to waste your guys' time. I want to give you guys things that you guys would have never known before. Next up is going to be 1.2, which is the POD route, right? But print on demand. Print on demand is another easier barrier of entry for e-com and brand owners, right? And this is basically, you print your designs on a white label product like hats, clothing, supplements. I could have one for the Utopia, for t-shirts, etc. The advantage is it's not difficult to do this, right? It's a low barrier of entry. And you can have a store live in a few days, and there's good shipping times with POD. But the disadvantage is it's very hard to stand out, right? Because since it's a low barrier of entry for you, it's a low barrier of entry for every other Tom, Dick, and fucking Harry out there. Every other individual could do the exact same. Everyone and their mother in my high school was doing the same thing as well. Hey, I can become a millionaire opening up a POD brand. But like, what makes you stand out? Why would I buy your clothing unless you have a specific cause or something behind your clothing that creates bigger meaning, right? It's not just about having your personality shine out through the clothes. That's so basic. But I know people right now who are donating a percentage of the sale towards a charity. For example, Bombas, BOMBAS, they donate a pair of socks for every pair of socks they sell. And they're selling the socks for like $30-35. It probably cost them $1.50 to actually make it. So they're giving away a free pair, and then they sell a pair, and that's a huge cause. So people feel they want to back something like this because it's an altruistic point of view. And if you're going through POD route, you can use sites like Printful and Printify. The only thing here is you have to create a community behind your product with the true cause, in my opinion, from what I've seen. The third route is the best route for starting an e-com brand, in my opinion, and it's your own product. you're creating or found a product that has a strong product market fit, and you know there isn't much competition out there, right? And the advantages of this is a high barrier of entry. For example, you're creating a moat. If imagine you have a castle today and you dig a hole around your castle of a moat, and you put crocodiles, alligators, piranhas, all of these different fierce, ferocious animals. So it's difficult for people to come in to your castle. Your castle is your brand, and the moat around it is the barrier of entry. It's the barrier of entry. So if you have an easier barrier of entry, more people are going to come in and start invading. But if you have a more difficult barrier of entry, less people will come in, which is why I want you guys to learn a monetizable skill, and which is why this is also a great route right over here, because there's not a lot of people will be able to copy your product. So this is branding. It is also going to be a huge a barrier of entry and a moat focus. It's your way of solving real problems for people and positioning yourselves in the minds of your consumers in a very positive manner. And you can really focus on customer experience. But the disadvantages are, it's a high risk, right? How do you know if the product's going to be validated? And you can lose a lot of money. So those are the routes. But what I want to introduce you guys to is my recommended route for beginners and my recommended route for cash flow, right? I love cash flow. All of us here should love cash flow. Imagine having an extra 10K a month in profit coming in so you can do what you want for investments, live your life, and build something that you're more passionate about. Cash flow comes in from building, in my opinion, an agency. But an agency shouldn't just be focused on creating cash. It should be focused on delivering exceptional results for people, right? And you deliver exceptional results for people when you actually master a skill, which I'll teach you guys how to do on this call as well. So the problem is, like I said before, is you're replaceable because you have no monetizable skill. So we got to choose a skill that is in demand within a niche, right? For example, if I'm a brand owner and I'm making $100,000 a month for my e-com brand, I need someone to help me with my email marketing. And you're an email marketing agency owner because you mastered the skill. You're going to help me make an extra $30,000 a month. That's phenomenal. That's another $360K a year. And since email marketing doesn't have crazy costs for it, besides paying you guys monthly, I'm making almost $300,000 extra in profit a year because you have a skill that I need. You have a skill that's in demand. And there's so many skills. It doesn't have to be email marketing. There's skills that align with who you are as an individual. So there is an aspect of passion that will be seeping and leaking through this, but at the same time, you guys will be able to monetize it. And let me know how that feels in the chat. This is what should be making you smile, is you're helping other people, but at the same time, you're able to make money, and this money will be able to help you guys invest and create an e-com brand, for example. So the process involves choosing a skill to master, and we're going to become an expert at it by learning about it in our Marketers Utopia. And I'm going to show you guys examples in here. And then we're going to be practicing for free for people, right? For our first little bit to build some confidence, right? Because look, you're nervous. Why would someone pay you $3,000 a month and you don't know if you could bring results? So put the ego aside, and I'm being blunt. Right? And there's so many people in here looking for quick cash. If you're looking for quick cash, get the fuck out right now, right? And that's totally fine, because there are routes to do that, but it's not the route that I'm looking for. And majority of you, I'm assuming, are the same. You guys want to build predictable monthly income that builds generational wealth for us all. So if you're in here for quick cash, get the fuck out. But otherwise, it's going to be about working for free for clients. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this for 3 clients for a 30 to 40 day process, a month and a half. You get testimonials from them. You get boots on the ground experience. And then from there, I show you my prospecting methods that gets you other clients who are willing to pay you $3K on a monthly basis minimum. And from there, you'll be able to have your own scalable journey. So, and I already explained this example, easy peasy. So there's a few big money possibilities with running a marketing agency. If you master a skill in X amount of time, the client gets to pay you for that skill because they don't want to do it themselves. I can do my emails myself, but I should have bigger things to focus on, right? As a business owner, you're focusing on scaling, and smart business owners know that they want to hire people who are better than them at making them more money. They put their egos aside. And who is that? That should be you. This is where you come in. So brands are willing to pay you thousands of dollars a month, either to boost their presence online, for example, on Instagram, or boost revenue for their brand. And within a few hours of work a day, once you actually systemize it, you'll be able to give it off to a virtual assistant or a team, and you could be making thousands a month. So I'm going to show you guys the structure of an agency. But before I start this off, to go to the next slide, is everyone with me so far? How are you guys feeling? Is this, are you guys aligned with what I'm speaking of? Amazing. Please do not hesitate to ask. Not everyone keep on asking questions, but if you have a question, if you want to ask it right now, I'll take a minute to answer it as quickly as possible, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and start this. Okay, so now we're gonna really start, and I want you guys to take out your books. The recording will be up on the utopia.io, my friend. Let everyone take out your books, take out your Notion, whatever it is. We're gonna start talking about strategy and exact actionable steps. So an agency management follows the following buckets. And I want you guys to understand what a bucket is. Bucket is one of the most important aspects of a business because it helps you compartmentalize stuff. Think about a silo, right? That's what a bucket basically is. You're able to put overall main ideas into a big bucket of like an umbrella, right? Like an idea bucket. For example, you're playing sports, there's a preparation bucket. Inside the preparation bucket, there's getting gear, there's practice, there's warm up, right? There, and inside of business, I'm going to show you what the buckets are. These are going to help us make departments and understand what to focus on. Because if we're looking at an agency, there's realistically about 18 to 20 different things that we're going to be doing that we need to systemize. But if I'm going to put them in 5 buckets for us in a sequential order, so it's dummied down, simplified, as easy as possible for everyone to see. The first bucket is business foundations. There's an offer, which I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. Everything here, I will teach you how to do. This is just an overview. There's an offer, there's positioning, there's the ideal clients that you want to go after, there's defining systems and SOPs, which means automation. You go into McDonald's today and they're not trying to figure out how to make a freaking Big Mac or a junior chicken. McDonald's already knows how to do it because they systemized it. And I'm going to teach you guys how to systemize things. And this is why majority of my consulting clients come to me, is because I figured out a sauce on how to systemize. Because when I had 75 employees, I would always wonder, okay, everyone's getting work done, but every hour, I'll explain what SOP means, by the way, but every hour of work, there was 75 hours of work being done because we had 75 employees. Right. So what I had to figure out over here is how can I make them more efficient? And that's where systems came into it all. Then there's roles and responsibilities. The second bucket, right? Please draw this out and write this out, is prospecting and close. We want to find clients. We have outreach processes, and I want to teach you how to close them. I will give you my close call script on this call. I have a review given by one of my consulting clients last night. I'm going to tweet it out today. He's like, I gave him my closing call scripts, and he's been closing clients. And his first month, he closed 3 clients, getting them amazing results, and it's because of the script. And of course, the script you should never follow exactly to a T. You guys have to go ahead and change a few things yourselves as well too. But it's going to be a great guiding light for you guys. I was going to sell this. I said, fuck it. Let's see whoever comes to this call is actually serious. Let's see if I can help you out. Bucket number 3 is onboarding. Get the client set up with your agency, right? In less than 1 hour. So onboarding, what's an example? Well, if you're a social media management agency, you're going to need all the accesses to their accounts, right? You're going to need their branding processes, things to make your life easier, right? If you're an email marketing agency, you're going to need all of the assets, like the images and stuff that they've had. If you're a Facebook ad agency, you're going to need their ad creatives that worked and didn't work in the past. We need to onboard them to get information that will make our lives easier so we can get them results even faster. Does this make sense? It's a very sequential order. Our end goal is to bring them results, but simplify the process for ourselves by asking questions and getting the things that we need to simplify for them all. So the third bucket is onboarding. The fourth bucket is the actual work. The actual work, this is where people get confused. People think an agency is only doing the work. Like if you're an Instagram management agency, you're doing content, engagement, management, being efficient with the entire process, organizational structure. That's what people think it is. But the truth is, this is only one bucket out of the entire 5 that we need. And everyone else ignores the other 3. And this is where my secret sauce comes in, because it systemizes it all for us. So I'm going to teach you guys how to create systems. And I know, my friend, you were asking what SOP stands for. And I see a few people answered. Thank you guys for answering that for us all. But I'm going to show you guys exact examples of what an SOP really looks like too, and how it's applicable in business and life. If you're playing basketball, you need SOPs, for example. If you're in the kitchen making dinner, you need SOPs. So it's applicable to everything in life, okay? And last but not least is our optimization and our retention bucket. How do we maintain the client? What is our goal? It's monthly recurring revenue, predictable monthly income. We never want to stress about where we're getting our next client from. We never want to be at the beginning of the month irritated. Dang, I closed 10K of clients last month, but I'm at 0 again this month, right? We want to have a baseline that is always being added to. So say this month we're at $8,000 and you know you might lose 1 client, so you'll drop to 6, but next month you'll close another 4 clients. Now you're at $6,000 monthly recurring revenue. Next month you're going to be at 13K. So you're never starting from blank 0. And that's what I've been trying to preach on my Twitter account, but not enough people understand this. We need predictable monthly income coming in from our businesses, and that's what's happening with optimization and retention. And I will teach you strategies on this call for that, right? So reporting is also a part of that bucket as well. So there's only 5 buckets. Reporting is how we actually retain the client. So let's talk about each bucket in depth. If it's fine with you all, is everyone good? Anyone have any big burning questions as of right now? Okay, all good. Let's talk about each bucket in depth. Everyone remember pens and papers, everything's ready. This is going to be important. Business foundations. Remember our business foundations bucket. These are one-time setups, which means business foundations do not need to be systemized. We only systemize things that are recurring, tasks that we have to do over and over again. So we're not depleting our decision-making process on a daily basis. So something like an offer, once it's set up, you have to do small tweaks to it here and there, but once it's set up correctly, you're chilling. You can just keep on using this winning offer and you can use all your clients for it. And I'll explain what an offer is. An offer is basically, if I'm an email marketing agency owner, what am I offering to the people? I am offering to bring massive success to their email marketing of extra revenue with 0 extra ad spend. That's my overall offer. That's the offer bucket. Now the sub offers inside is how I am doing this. How am I delivering extra revenue for them? By 1, setting up email flows. By 2, setting up email campaigns. And step 3 is getting them new leads to their email list. That's how you do it. If I'm a social media management agency, I'm going to build you a successful presence online to a point where you have true digital real estate. That's our offer. And the sub offers inside is I'm doing this exactly with what we talked about over here with content, engagement, and management. That's how we're doing it. So we have an offer of something that we want to bring to them that we're going to help them out with doing. Then we have our sub offers inside, and those sub offers are the actual tangible things that we're implementing for their businesses. Another example is a Facebook ads agency. If you're a Facebook ads agency, your offer is going to be helping you scale your brand to $100,000 a month with paid ads. How are you doing this? Your sub offers would be content creation and creatives, ad copies, and ads management. That would be our 3 main things. That is it. That's all we're doing. So what I'm trying to do here for you guys is to really simplify how the things are not everywhere. Things are not always scattered. We could put them into buckets and sub buckets, and then we're able to understand what we do as an agency as a whole. So I'm going to quickly minimize my screen right over here. Give me 1 quick second. And I'm going to open up our creating a marketing agency steps. So this is from the entire Utopia. I'm going to be showing you guys multiple examples from the Utopia because it's easier for me than having to rewrite everything out. So here's how you create your marketing agency. We want to understand your skills. This is how it's going to help us with the offer step. Can you guys see my screen, by the way? If I open up the chat, it's on the Utopia page. And you guys see the screen that says understand your skills. Perfect. So understand your skills. What are you capable of? This is going to help us define our offer, because if you fucking hate content, why the hell would you be an email marketer or a copywriter, right? We can still work with our skill sets. Every single one of you, I don't care who says you don't, everyone in here has a God-given gift. Thank God for that. And God bless us all for that, right? We have a God-given gift. Some people have that eye, a creative eye. I've tried with all my heart to be a creative, and I just never seem to make it work. Other people, on the other hand, for example, are great with copy. In my opinion, I think I'm better at copy. It was just something easier for me to go into. So what we're going into here are defining what we're capable of. Here are a few different agencies that we're able to open up. Number 1 is conversion rate optimization. These are people who can make websites, who can simplify the speed of a site for someone and optimizing their site to make it better. Another one is email marketing. right? You can do flows, campaigns, and sign-up forms. So like right here, this is an offer. These will be the sub-offer. This is an overall offer. These right here are the sub-offers. Messenger and SMS is the same concept. Social media marketing, you could do Instagram. Inside of Instagram, there is content. There is going to be post creation, and there's going to be account management. Same concept with Pinterest, Quora, etc. Paid media, we already spoke about, copywriting, and creative curation. There's a lot of different things that we're able to do over here as our main offers and the sub offers. And of course, all utopians already know this. And that's what you guys were saying, long live Utopia. All of the information on how to master the sub offers are inside of the Utopia. Then there's going to be define your offer and services, right? Your pricing plan. How the heck do we define a pricing? Well, as a beginner, you should never, ever, I don't care who the hell tells you this, you should never take a client on and get them to pay you money if you know for a fact you cannot deliver them results. There's two different things here. One is inexperience, and the other one is there's, what was that specific word? Just slipped my mind. But when you're nervous about yourself, you're just kind of anxious and you're not as confident as you want to be. Imposter syndrome, that's the word, right? And it's either imposter syndrome. Most of the times with imposter syndrome, you probably have already brought some results, but you're just nervous because it's uncomfortable. But the other option is if you're inexperienced, you should never take money. And I've seen so many people on Twitter say this, that is the most unethical shit ever. And it's disgusting, right? And I hope everyone on this call agrees with ethics and they understand why that's unethical. I'm a business owner and I would never want to pay someone who sells me saying that they can do something and then they lie to me about it. So what you do as a beginner is you take one of these as your overall offer and your sub offers, and you're going to offer it for free to 3 clients. Let them know that you're doing this for free. Let them know, be like, hey, check this out. I've been studying email marketing. I've learned it for the past few months. I understand the ins and outs, and I'm ready to get my toes wet. So you have a brand right now that's doing $20,000 a month. So it's not, no one's doing crazy numbers. I would love to work with you for free for a month to set up all your email flows because you're bleeding extra revenue. And all I ask in return is a testimonial, because a testimonial, one, is great for your own internal confidence. And number two, it's amazing when you're going to be cold outreaching and putting this on a social media that I will be teaching you guys about. It's going to be amazing for helping with your overall client acquisition, right? So we want to work for free. But otherwise, once that's done, there's 2 other pricing offers that we can have here. Okay. Now that you have your experience, you have 3 clients who gave you testimonials, you can either work for them on performance-based, or number 2 would be a fixed retainer on a monthly basis. Performance-based would be this. If you're in email, you have an e-com brand and I own an email marketing agency, instead of me taking $3,000 from you on a monthly basis, I just want to take 15% of all the revenue that I make you on email marketing. So I make you $100,000, you would be paying me $15,000 on a monthly basis for that, right? That's option 1. The reason that performance works well is because there's less of a barrier of entry, my friends. And meaning people are totally fine with coming to you and having you implement results on the store without a risk for them. But if I'm paying you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, I don't know if you could bring results. It's a big barrier of entry. So retainer is a great route, but so is performance. You just got to choose which one's best for you. And remember when we talked about offer optimization at the beginning? That is an example. You got to test the waters. You test an offer for 1, 2, 3 months. If it's not working, you pivot. Expect this. Right? I want everyone to manage your expectations. If everything was flowers, rainbows, and roses all day long, wouldn't every single person be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month? Like it's a simple cyclical cycle of life where we will have to always continuously pivot to stay up to date, or else we're gonna fall behind. And I read this quote. It's called the Red Queen effect. Even if you're running and running, you're just keeping up to pace with your competition. In reality, you should be sprinting to stay ahead of everyone else. And that's a great way to do is pivoting. Then there's a sub-services, which I just explained. And I'm going to explain all of this to you all soon too on the next part of our presentation right over here. So ideal clients, who are your ideal clients? An example of this would be, okay, so I own an email marketing agency for DTC e-commerce brands, or I own an email marketing agency for SaaS products, or I own an email marketing agency for local businesses. It's either local businesses, SaaS, which is software as a service, or e-commerce brand. You guys got to choose one of those audiences that you guys want to reach out to. So the easiest entry agencies, in my opinion, are Instagram marketing agencies, email marketing agencies, and lead generation agencies, right? And the most difficult ones are Facebook ads and Google ads. If you don't have experience in Facebook ads right now, do not go into it. Facebook ads can be hell. Facebook ads can be one of the most irritating and annoying thing ever because it's very inconsistent and it's very stressful. And Google ads is really, in my opinion, better than Facebook, of course, but again, it's an entire different realm and it will take you a couple of years to actually master something like this. Beautiful. So let's talk about your offer and positioning. There's offer versus positioning, and I'm going to show you guys an example directly from the utopia.io again. So offer versus positioning, and here's a case study. This is of an actual e-commerce brand. So there's two parts of an offer, and which is a monetary offer, which is our pricing, and then the positioning of our offer. So if we look at Organifi, for example, they have something called the Sunrise to the Sunset bundle, which is the bundle. The monetary offer here includes 3 products, which can be individually bought for $69.95 each, or you can buy all 3 together and save 26%. So that's a pricing offer, something that's irresistible. But that's their monetary offer, but they have an offer positioning. The offer positioning is a unique bubble that is surrounding your monetary offer. This is what the product will look like to your audience. How do you want your agency service to be sitting inside the minds of our consumers? For example, a great angle for a social media agency is digital real estate. Daquan just got sold for $80 million. People are making millions of dollars a month and reaching millions of people, and you can track this data, but you need a presence online. Let me do that for you. If you're an email marketing agency, you're bleeding extra revenue because you could be making more money with 0 extra ad spend. These are positionings. And look what these guys did. They have an all-day bundle. Besides just saying you can buy all 3 for free, they're calling it a sunrise to sunset bundle that has all 3 together, which means what to them? It means they created a system for morning, afternoon, and night, a full ritual for surrounding their positioning and their offer, which makes it easier for people to actually buy the product, right? So that's what the difference between offer and offer positioning is. And I hope you guys really understood and liked that example that I just provided right over there. Beautiful. Next up is let's talk about your ideal client. What is the niche and demographics? Most of you will be like, yes, I know what it is. I know what exactly who I want to target. But guys, it's not really as easy as it seems. And the reason I say this is because even myself, I was really reluctant to this, and I would fall down the exact same trap. So what I'm going to show you right over here is how we actually get clientele. So how to position yourself as a copywriter. This is a great post posted by my friend PSP French. Why I'd like to nuke the word niche. The word niche should be scrubbed from the copywriting lexicon. It's confusing, misleading, and unhelpful. I don't say this to condescend. I say this because not long ago, this goofy rookie was me. Niches aren't the same things as demographics. As a copywriter, the copy is read by the demographic. As a service provider, your service is needed by a niche. For example, SaaS, for example, e-commerce, for example, for example, local businesses. And that's what we want to understand, right? We're not targeting a demographic here. We're targeting a niche. And those are the 3 niches that I recommend that you guys all check out. Beautiful. Next up is going to be our prospecting and close. This is bucket 2. Bucket 2 for prospecting. And I know there's a few people who are asking questions right now. Please, you guys, I'm going to be answering these at the end of the call properly so we can go in depth. But what is prospecting? Prospecting is the art of us getting clients. We have to be in front of the faces of people who would be willing to buy from us. And what we got to do over here is we got to convince them to purchase. The best way to do this is Twitter marketing. In my opinion, I will use this over any other outreach process, right? Cold emails, LinkedIn, etc. Twitter is the fucking greatest. Look how many people are on this call right now. Look how many people have joined my consulting, for example. All that came from Twitter marketing. Then there's also word of mouth referrals, which is the client I got yesterday for this morning rather. We're opening up a community for him, and he came from word of mouth referral. And I'm going to show you guys how to get your first set of clients. and then closing as well. So the power of Twitter. What I want to show you guys right over here is the power of Twitter. This kid right over here is from India. His name is Don Vesh. He's 17 years old. And he, as of right now, I think he's doing about $30,000 to $40,000 on a monthly basis. And a year ago, he was at absolute zero. How is he doing this? Because he created a Twitter account where he provides mass value to people and he builds authority. Why are you on this call with me right now? Because I have built an authority on Twitter where people trust me for providing so much value. It's called jab, 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 right hook. So you want to create, based off of the offer that you guys will be choosing, you guys want to open up an audience on a social media, right? For example, Twitter right over here, and start tweeting about it. At the beginning, you will be tweeting to a brick wall, but what I want to show you is what type of tweets to be tweeting. This is my business partner for our Google Ads agency. What we do over here is he tweets threads. 2 to 3 threads on a weekly basis. One is a technical thread about the service, for example, Google Ads. Another one would be something that I really enjoy, which he does, which is called, if I was running Google Ads for brand X, here's how I would do it. Keep this in mind. And I want you guys to do this as well. If I was running email marketing for brand X, here's how I would do it. If I was running Instagram for brand X, here's how I would do it. And this is something that he does quite a bit, and he's closed quite a few deals from this as well. If I was running Google Ads for this product of someone on Twitter, he tagged the creators of the product, here's how I would do it. And he created a real actionable strategy here. What a way to stand out from people. What a way to make sure that people see this product over here and see how well his service and how his mind is. And other people reach out to him saying, hey, I love what you just did. Let's jump in a call. Then at the end of his thread, he has this. Need help scaling your e-com or SaaS Google Ads campaigns? November is full. I have 2 spots left in December. He qualifies them. Send me a DM or form submission. This is key. Another example would be this guy right over here. My agency has worked with over 100 influencers on TikTok. Of course, you guys won't be able to say this, not many of you. We cracked the code on how to get them to post. You can do something like, I've studied 150 different email marketing brands, and I figured out exactly what works for a welcome flow. And I want you guys to copy this. And then you show the exact examples. You got to give everything, give all the information for free, every bit of it. And the reason I say this is because people with actual money will be like, okay, I know this guy knows what he's doing, but I don't want to fucking do it myself. I'm going to hire you for it. You don't want the cheap clients that are going to be like, hey, I give you $500 and they're checking on you 3 times a day. Then you're working for them. You're not a freelancer. You're not their employee. It's an honor for people to work with you. And that's what we need to have the positioning with. So you gotta position yourself as an authority, and that is going to be key right over here. So how to tweet and what to tweet about. I just showed you guys some examples of threads. And then there's something over here called an offer schedule, which I want to share with you guys as of right now too. An offer schedule basically right over here is something that we're going to be promoting on a continuous basis. If we look at my Google Ads agency offer schedule, there is going to be Wizofecom. We're going to be tweeting about an audit. And that's every Monday. Every Tuesday, I tweet a thread. Every Wednesday in my Discord community, I send out a message. Every Thursday here, we create an offer schedule, which is already inside of our Utopia if you're a Utopian. And if you can't find it, just shoot me a PM. And you have an offer schedule that you guys can just Command C, Command V, and just follow it to a T on a daily basis to help you know exactly what to promote. So that's super easy. Let me go back to present. Amazing. Boom, shakalaka. Next up is word of mouth and referral marketing. Something so simple over here is you bring results for the client. You let the client know, I've gotten you amazing results continuously, and I see that we're going to be working together for a long time. I want to ask you to get me 2 clients this upcoming month. Ask, say it to them. Every single person out here, if you do not ask, you do not get. There's going to be a point in your business where you will be getting more sales from referrals than you would be from anything else. So this is a very big power play for you all. Then it's going to be sales, right? We got to talk about sales. But to go into sales, because you got all these leads coming in now, we need to have a kick-ass mindset for sales success. So sales is a transfer of energy from you to your consumer, to the person on the call. You got to do everything that you can to help them out, but you got to be right with your own energy. You can't be desperate. You can't be unconfident. You can't sit there on the call like, I would love to work alongside you. If you do not like closing yourself, hire someone to close for you. You don't have to pay them on a monthly basis. Instead of doing that, what you would have is all of these other people you would give them a percentage of the sale when you actually close them. So you can go to people like Lawrence King on Twitter. They will just take a percentage of the sale, so there's no fixed amount. So how do you be right in your own energy? You have to know what you are really selling is actually going to be useful for them. So think about someone out there who's suffering in a desert. He has $2, and you are someone who sells water for $2. Think about how your demeanor is and how it's exactly going to be when this person calls you. You know exactly what you have is exactly what he needs. And this is exactly the level of confidence you need. What you have is exactly what they need. This is half the battle. The sales mindset is half the battle. Once you have this, you're almost destined for success over here. So closing, what is sales? It's taking what your prospect has to say about his or her problems. You're crafting a proper offer around that, custom for them, and you're saying the offer in a way that resonates with the prospect. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this with the script. So I'm going to show you on my script right over here. If I can just open this guy up right over here. I have a sales script inside the Utopia. And I recommend that you guys do check this out if you are a Utopian. After this call, I would love everything's inside of here. I'll just open up this video really quickly. Give me one quick second. Basically, what the entire script is following over here is one concept. It's following, I am asking them questions about their business, and I'm asking them to tell us the pains about what's going on. This is the objective. This is the secret sauce. I cannot go to you all today and say, this is what you're doing wrong. You guys will feel hurt egotistically wise. Everyone will feel hurt. But if I ask you, what are your goals for your business? You tell me, I want to be featured on Joe Rogan's podcast with my brand. And then I ask you, what's holding you back from reaching these goals? What's holding me back is my brand's not making enough money from a few areas. And those areas would be email marketing, for example. Be like, okay, so your brand XYZ that wants to be featured on Joe Rogan is not able to do so because you have problem X, Y, and Z. What I want to be able to do is patch those up with my services. So this entire script, I will share it with you guys after this. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'll give you guys the script as well. But the entire breakdown of the script is actually inside of the utopia.io, and Utopians already know where this is. So this is extremely helpful, but instead of for time's sake, I don't want to read it all to you. You guys will just have access to it. Super easy peasy. Let's go back to share my screen. Then there's going to be onboarding. Right, I have everything over here as well. Importance of a well-made onboarding process, right? So you're gonna actually be able to go inside of the Utopia again right over here, and you have everything that you need for onboarding over here too for the Utopians. And I have an onboarding script I will share with every single person after this call as well. Just shoot me a PM. Basically, what our objective here is this. We want to email them. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. I worked with my team the entire night, and we created a full game plan for your brand. This is after we closed it. We broke down exactly what needs to be done. Let's jump on a call. This is called our kickoff call. The agenda for the call is the roadmap based off of your brand's lowest hanging fruits, where we want to be in the next few months, and all the accesses and communications, plus how you can see everything that is going on. So this is the roadmap for the call, and I have an actual script for the roadmap. Shoot me a PM after this as well, and I'll share that with you. Easy peasy. Here's my Calendly. Pick a time for this. That is it. That is onboarding. People overcomplicate this shit. You can even use this on Zapier. People all around the clock are like, oh, I don't know what to do here. I'm so stuck. Onboarding should take you an hour. That should take nothing. It should not be a stress at all, but it's an entire bucket because it's an important part of opening up and running an agency. Then there's the actual work. This is the most important section at the end of the day. That's the truth, right? This is actually delivering the results for your client. But to do this, you got to actually master the skill. So you got to choose your offer, choose the sub offers, go inside the utopia.io and start mastering those skills. So if you're an Instagram agency, marketing agency, if you're an email marketing agency, if you're an ad agency, there's a few sub offers that we already spoke about. And I'm going to show you guys right now how to create an actual system. A system has a few things inside of it. It allows us to automate our work. All the repetitive tasks don't need a lot of work. We don't need to keep on continuously thinking all the time, all around the clock about how to post on Instagram. You know, that should be something that you have a 6-step sequence to do it. You go to McDonald's, they know the step-by-step process to make the Big Mac. But you got to understand this, to make the Big Mac, from getting the order to letting the employee in the back know in the kitchen, to getting the buns, to getting the actual burger, to getting the lettuce, the sauce, wrap it up and give it to the clients. That's a system. But the secret sauce inside of the Big Mac burger meat, when they're seasoning it, that's an SOP. If you look at the Krabby Patty formula, when SpongeBob is making the Krabby Patty, that's a system. But the formula that Plankton's so obsessed with is the SOP. That's our sauce, my friends. That's our sauce, and no one else can get. Anyone can make the systems, but the SOPs is what makes it stand out from the rest. And that's what you guys are going to be creating. An SOP is a checklist that helps you make a better post on Instagram. It's a piece of notes or inspirations that help us make more beautiful emails. It's a secret sauce that makes us write better content for an ad copy. We create SOPs for our systems, and I'll show you exactly how to do this right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you on something that I do not share with a lot of people. Can everyone still hear me fine? Is everything good? Perfect. Okay, and you guys could see my screen right now. It's on the mind map. Okay, amazing. It's so cool to see literally like 95% of you still in this call, which means I'm happy that you guys are learning. Okay. Repost system. We're an Instagram marketing agency, and one of our most important parts of our sub offers is content creation and posting. So one part of content creation and posting is we want to repost other people's content, but we're not gonna. So Steph, yeah, you said that you're asking for a recording. The recording will be posted in the utopia.io. But what we're trying to do here is, since we're going to be reposting other people's content, we shouldn't be running around like a chicken with our heads cut off every single day trying to figure this out. Fuck that. Instead, what we're going to be doing over here is we have a system for this. Our system to repost on someone else's Instagram account is: one, we want to finalize a content strategy. Two, finalize all the repost sources. So the content strategy is important. The repost sources are the content that we want to repost on the guy's account. Take X repost sources on a daily basis, which means go to the accounts that you like for inspiration, take 3 posts that we like from it, and then we're going to repost it on our account with credit. That's a system. But we got to understand every step of this system has sub tasks that need to be done to help us reach the objective of the system over here. What does this mean? Well, to finalize a content strategy, I can't just say start a content strategy. Well, you have to do 2-3 things behind it. You got to define the type of post that you would want. You got to put the type of post into a content schedule, and you got to define the type of reposts for the post needed, right? These 3 things help us reach this step of the system. This is important, right? Same concept right over here. Finalize all the repost sources. We're going to create a list of possible accounts to repost from that align with our repost content strategy. We're going to finalize a total of 15 accounts that are within our niche. We're going to, people will reach out and they're going to ask us to remove the content. If they do that, we just remove it, easy. But we're going to put all the repost sources on a spreadsheet and organize them through Reels, IGTV, images. Then from right here, we're going to have something called SOPs, which is our secret sauce. How do we have an SOP for our content strategy? Well, you have a calendar that you created that you know what type of content is winning. You know the best type of content. That would be your inspiration sheet. So this is a system. This is an example of a system. You will need a system for every one of your sub offers, and you will need a system for your onboarding and your reporting processes. So I'm going to go back to the presentation right now. Beautiful. And the last part is reporting and optimization. This is how we're going to retain our clients so they pay us monthly, right? In order to do this, you just got to report to them at the end of every single month, show them where they were at the beginning, where they are right now, and you want to let them know about the failures and the stresses you went through throughout this entire process to get them actual kick-ass results, right? So you want to let them know that it wasn't easy. It wasn't all sunshines and rainbows. You had to fail. You had to test things out so they know that you're thinking for their brand and you're not replaceable for them. And this is how you retain clients. So I want to overview the next steps. And then from here, we're going to be talking about questions. But before we do this, this is the most important part of the call because I could teach you everything. But if you guys don't know what to do next, then you guys are confused. So your action steps plus a roadmap and how I will personally help you out on this entire journey. So you're going to choose a skill to begin mastering, right? And you guys could do that within our Marketers Utopia. You can finalize your offer and your sub offer. There's getting the assets ready for your prospecting phase. Set up Twitter today, right now, this moment, after this call. Set up a Twitter account, start engaging with people. Then you're going to finalize all your onboarding scripts. Reach out to me, I will give it to you. Define all your systems need for the actual work and create them so we can automate everything. We're going to create a reporting sheet to deliver results, and we're going to stay consistent and begin our outreach. So each of these action steps here, though, have multiple crucial parts that need to be reached. And it's why I want to give every single person here access to our Utopia. The thing that I was showing you guys as examples. It's the latest tactics online marketers are deploying to build a profitable business online. It's an entire step-by-step approach for mastering monetizable skills. The most important part of this call, to master these monetizable skills to help you earn your first dollar online or 10x your profits. So inside, you're going to find secrets to mastering the monetizable skill and actually getting clients. There's courses on Twitter growth, on onboarding, all my scripts, etc. And you're going to find 33 plus courses inside to help you master the skill. 4,000 strategies within, like the ones I've been showing you on this call, they've all been shown throughout this webinar. They're inside of there. There's a Discord community to ask your tailored questions and a safe haven for people like you and I. We have weekly live calls with me, so you can ask me your questions, but on a call, not in a chat. You speak to me one-on-one, and we do this together every single week. And then there's weekly live calls with 7, 8, and 9-figure brand owners. Now, anytime you need to make some extra cash, you will leap into action inside of it with your newfound sense of confidence, knowing full well you have a monetizable skill that can get you to 10K a month and beyond. Now, listen, the type of information I shared is just a small portion of what the Utopia members get. Right? You remember Inder from above, the guy doing 50, 60K months right now? You've seen how dozens of people who started from zero are now at points where they can pay their own bills, their parents' bills, save money, travel the world, and invest in what the hell that they want to. So if I were to price the Utopia at truly what it was worth, I wouldn't have any bloody issues with investing, with making you guys invest 10K to join the Utopia. And that's the truth. People on the Utopia who are inside the Utopia, comment long live Utopia right now. You know the value of it. And even though 10,000 for this can be easily justified, I don't want to do that because you guys heard, everyone in here has heard about my goal to make everyone reach fulfillment. I don't want to do that. And I believe creating a world of innovation because I hate the automated, I want to automate all the boring and redundant work out there to help people actually reach fulfillment and build something they're passionate about. So to be a part of the Utopia, I was going to make the price tag 5K. And I wouldn't just let anyone inside though. I have to see determination. I have to see hunger. And I've kicked people out of our Utopia because they're being victims. We don't want that. So I have to see determination and hunger in your soul. And many people would happily pay that price, but it still wasn't fair. So we could do better. The only way for me to impact that many lives of the billion lives I want to inside of my lifetime was to make it as affordable as possible. And I've decided to reward those who act boldly and those who actually stayed on this call. Because remember when I told you that I want you guys to eat a meal before this call? Think about how much you paid for that. $30, $20, $30, one simple meal. I made the Utopia more affordable than that. I've decided to reward you guys if you guys are on this call still. If you sign up within the next 24 hours, you'll be able to get full access to everything that makes up the wonderful society called the Utopia. Forget this, $25 on a monthly basis. So you're going to get everything that I spoke about, and here's how you do it. For all you guys got to do as of right now is go to open up your favorite browser, whatever it may be, whether it's Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, etc. Type in theutopia.io, theutopia.io. If anyone wants to comment it in the chat, it'll be easier, right? Go there. When you go to the page, I want you to make note of the following. At the bottom of the page, and all of our pages for that matter, is a link to support. So if you have any questions, you ask us. Then this is where you go to see if you need anything. We'll be gladly assisting you. I want you to go to the plan section and choose between the two plans. We have a yearly plan and we have a monthly plan. The yearly plan, you get an entire year free, full access. So the exact same plans. There's no difference at all. And you guys could choose. And for any reason whatsoever, if you want your money back, it's fine. You guys can go ahead. It doesn't matter if it's 29 days or 29 minutes. You'll get a money back guaranteed. No question asked. So check out the utopia.io. I would love to see you guys inside of it and help you guys build a true profitable business online. And when you sign up today, here's what will happen. You'll be able to build a successful business that can be easily turned into $1 million a year enterprise very soon. But in the meantime, if any of you, as of right now, I'm here to answer any of your guys' questions. Let's start asking them one-on-one, and I'm going to start going through them, even with the Utopia itself. Noah, I know you said that you're only seeing the 12 months. Do not click the first CTA on the website. If anything, you know what? I'll show you right now. You can see right over here. All you would have to do is scroll down right down here, and you can choose between the monthly or the yearly plan. It's super, super simple. Any of you guys can join whenever you guys want. And you guys will have access to 4,000 plus profitable marketing strategies. Be a part of our live calls. It is a once in a lifetime offer. You will never find something this beautiful and this helpful for this pricing point. But in the meantime, let's start answering some questions for you all. So we have L who asks, how are you demonstrating value clients with Instagram posting? That's digital real estate and reach. People want reach. People want impressions. People want to be able to impact more lives online and reach more lives that could potentially purchase from them. We want to let them know that our goal here is not sales, but it's impressions and reach. When we reach more people, these people will potentially buy from us in the future. Does anyone else have another question that they want to ask? You guys can ask it right now. Do you think a solely web design and branding agency is not sustainable? It's super sustainable, but you need to have recurring revenue. You let them know you will constantly and ongoing help them optimize their site, set up Google Optimize for them, and make the branding improve, but you need to have a retainer. So you can have a one-time payment and you can have a retainer payment. You will need both. Do you have a lead generation bundle, e-commerce development bundle? Everything in Utopia, you'll have hundreds of posts, if not thousands of posts on e-commerce stuff inside of it. And Utopians also get free access to my ultimate guide to e-com mastery, which is a $187 e-com mastery course for free. Utopia is loaded with amazing value. Thank you, my friends. Can this be used for other types of agencies, or it specifically only work for e-com? No, you can do this. You can do this for any type of agency that you want. That's totally fine. I've done this for SaaS. I'm doing this right now to help influencers. I have an influencer-based agency on the side. How would an email marketing agency for SaaS look, since SaaS doesn't make that much revenue from emails compared to e-com? Because as of right now, people don't have the main flow set up for SaaS, which is our welcome flow, post-purchase flow. There's multiple different funnels that people are going to be leveraging for SaaS, but most people are looking for free trials with SaaSes. So you would have to work out a custom offer for the free trial point of view, and get paid per free trial. Maybe that would help out. Start a Twitter before learning a skill. Yes, absolutely. I would recommend that. So you can talk about your journey on Twitter. Let people know that you are a beginner. Let people know to root for you. You're a freaking underdog. Go to the Utopia, learn how to build a Twitter account. Everything's inside. What's the best route for a web design agency, branding agency for retainer, CRO on a consistent basis? People want to make more money, and they will make more money from CRO. Have you found clients are less concerned with you proving the dollar return? For Instagram, yes, absolutely, because you manage your expectation. You say Instagram's not here for sales. Instagram here is for reach, which in the long run helps you out with sales. Do you think animation and graphic design is good skill to learn? I've recently started. Absolutely. Very, very powerful skill. Every brand and every company will need an animator or an illustrator out there. That's a glorious skill, my friend. Best Twitter growth tips. Check out the Utopia, my friend. I have courses on it, and it will just simplify everything for you. What's a good offer to pitch an indie video game company? I apologize, my friend. That's out of my niche, and I don't want to give you recommendations on things that I cannot deliver great results with, because that's ignorance. And is e-com too saturated? Is it better to focus on SaaS? Saturation isn't always bad, shows validation, but yes, I would focus on SaaS. What if we borrow case studies from white label agencies and outsource the client to them? Yes, I would like to do that. That is a great idea. What are your thoughts on an agency for project management? That is so freaking untapped. I've never heard of anyone doing something like that. That is an absolute genius play. I love it. Anything on lead generation, Utopia? As much lead generation based content you will ever need is in the Utopia. With CRO offers, who do you navigate the clients who are non-technical and don't understand Google Tag Manager? You would have to just do it yourself and explain to them the importance. You're not going to work with someone who doesn't understand the importance of it, because they're going to be a pain in the ass client. But otherwise, my friends, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the call. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Again, this is the final offer to join the Utopia for the pricing point that it's at as of right now. The utopia.io is the website. And if you guys have any other questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a DM, and I'll talk to you all soon. Tweet about this, by the way. Tweet about how you guys enjoyed the live event. It would be amazing. But otherwise, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.